What is up, everybody? Mr. Slipcover Bullet Blake here. I have a blue review today, and it is for Vinegar Syndrome's release of Righting Wrongs. This was released in 1986, directed by Corey Yuen, who actually plays the character Bad Egg in it, or Joe Doe, depending on which version you watch. It stars Yun Biao and Cynthia Rothrock. So we finally get a Cynthia Rothrock movie where she is more than just an appetizer in the movie. So that is extremely beneficial to this movie.
If I'd wanted to impress you, you'd already be outside by now, along with the rest of your barrel of monkeys.
I'm gonna say it right now. This is probably my favorite release from them this year so far. Easily the best title that they put out as one of their regular titles. It's just it's genuinely a good movie. Like, Righting Wrongs. Now, it is martial arts, but it's also like a gritty thriller. It's basically a story where this attorney, this guy, this is the attorney, this is the police chief or whatever, but this attorney is mad that the law keeps protecting the bad guys. So he is an attorney by day and a vigilante by night, which, yes, it's a cool story. It's been done before, and it's a solid movie from beginning to end. Like, the story begins with an assassination attempt.
Professor, get down!
And then he tries to prosecute, but then all the witnesses keep turning up dead. And they have no way to fucking convict. So they have to keep allowing these criminals to basically roam the streets.
With my witness silenced, the prosecution cannot proceed with its case against these two gentlemen, who will now be released and never face punishment for their heinous crimes. Objection!
And, you know, like, that's bound to piss some people off, especially if you're an attorney and you can't get a conviction.
Laws work against justice, they become irrelevant. And someone has to stand up and denounce the criminals. Objection!
So he goes out and investigates for himself and tries to, you know, fix his problem. And along the way, he gets into a ton of fucking fights. And then Cynthia Rothrock comes in because she is a, detective. And she's investigating this shit and trying to prevent this shit as well. And she's trying to be a hero. And basically, we get some kick-ass fucking fights in this movie. The martial arts in this movie is top notch. Every scene with Rothrock, she's gold. She is perfect. It is finally, it's easily her best movie out of the entire Vinegar Syndrome catalog. Out of all the titles they've released, she just dominates in this movie. It's probably one of her best movies ever. It's just a solid release. Like, you get some really, good humor. The soundtrack is good. The picture looks phenomenal. Now, it does include 3 versions of this movie. So it has the original language version. It's got the English dubbed version. Righting Wrongs is the main title, but on the disc 2 it has the friendlier version, which has a totally different ending, like to appease audiences, because the ending is bound to set some people off, because I don't want to give any spoilers, so I'm just going to leave that. But the endings are very, very different. There's also another version on here that's extended that I didn't get a chance to watch, and I mean, I didn't really have the desire to watch this movie back to back, and I did watch both the regular version and I did watch the alternate ending that's on the second movie or the second disc. And I depending on how you look at movies and how you want to feel at the end can totally differentiate between which version you should watch. But Right and Wrongs is definitely the best version. The story's solid, great beginning, great middle, great end. A lot of tension, a lot of buildup, lots of fucking kills. No nudity. So that's the only real ding on this movie. But you don't need it. You're genuinely captivated by the story of this film. All the characters are likable. Even the like dumbass, the Bad Egg, the director of the film plays a character called Bad Egg in the movie, and he is just a fucking dumbass.
Hey, pal, go easy on him. Hey, I'm on your side, man. Look, you see? Hold it there.
Like, he is an idiot. And like, that's obviously intentional humor and stuff, but it works. It doesn't like make you go, man, why'd they put that in there? It works with the film, even with the seriousness of the film. I thought it was really clever the way they worked his character in there to be so likable, but he's a smaller part, but it just works really well. And obviously the like climax of the movie, depending on which version you watch, I mean, they're mostly the same, sort of, but depending on which version you watch, the climax of this movie is just like, damn. And they did something in there where I was like, no, they fucking did not, on the Right and Wrongs version. But it was like, holy shit, did that just happen? And it did, and it's fucking crazy, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. But this movie was worth it. Just great picture, great score, great everything about this movie I genuinely loved. So I'm going to tell you right now, it's the top release from Vinegar Syndrome. Now I give this one 5 stars. I've decided to change my rating system from 1 out of 10 or 1 to 10 to 1 out of 5 because now that Letterboxd is becoming another way to keep track of my films and they only go up to 5. I have decided to adapt to the 5-star system, and this is a 5 stars. This is a phenomenal movie. Definitely worth it. And the edition they released, like the slipcover inside the rigid box with the perfect bound book, it you just can't go wrong with this release. Phenomenal movie. I don't know why I'm putting that away yet. We gotta go over special features. It does have interviews like like the special features is this whole fucking thing right here. It's crazy. I didn't watch all of them. Obviously, there's a ton. The interviews with Cynthia Rothrock, there's a new one from this year, and that's probably the best special feature of the ones I watched. And definitely, if you like the movie, check that one out. It's really cool. They got interviews with who is it? Karen Shepard. An interview with Peter Cunningham, Melvin Wong, archival interview with Yun Biao, and another archival interview with Cynthia Rothrock, which I also watched, but they just seemed kind of repetitive, so I didn't actually finish the archival one because I just watched the 25-minute one with her just before. What else we got? The extended Chinese cut, I believe it's Chinese. Disc 2 has the extended 100-minute version of the movie with only the Mandarin language tracks, so you gotta watch it with subs if you're gonna watch that. But apparently it's a totally different movie. Like the whole movie it has a totally different feel, allegedly. I didn't watch that one yet. I will probably the next time I watch this movie, I will probably watch that, but that's a ways off. And then it also has the original American release, which is called Above the Law, which is the version with the alternate ending that I was telling you about in the beginning. That's the version that would have been on DVD. So if you've already watched this movie, that's the one you've probably seen. You probably haven't seen this version. So it'll be a shock. if you don't know what's coming. And disc 3 is actually its own documentary. It's a documentary called The Best of Martial Arts, and it has a ton of stuff. If you're really into martial arts, it's really cool. I did watch 80% of it. I kind of like, they started doing a lot of montages of movies and stuff, and I just kind of like, you know, skipped a little bit. But it does have interviews with Cynthia Rothrock. It's got interviews with Yun, Karen Shepard, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee. Well, not all interviews. Some of that's just archival footage, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's cool if you're really into martial arts, which I have never really been a huge fan of martial arts movie, but this movie, I mean, I loved martial law, and this movie was great. I didn't care as much for New York Ninja, but still, they're just putting out some solid movies now. And if they can get this, let's get the China O'Brien stuff too. Come on. She has so many more movies that they could put out where she is a dominant force of the movie rather than just some like eye candy to put on the side of the star. This movie didn't feel like that at all. They felt equal, which was fantastic. But that is all I have for today. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And until next time, have a good day.
Come on, you got nothing on us. This is police brutality.